How are you?
What is that? Sorry.
So, Caitlin decided to jinx you as well today, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, literally, she made that comment about me getting rain and stuff, and I turned around, and yeah, it was pouring. It stopped now, thank God. But
It's
I don't want to deal
just
with the rain.
starting here and it's not thundering yet, but for some reason in this room, she doesn't hear the storm as quickly as if we're in the front or in like my
Yeah.
room or in the living room. And so, like right now, she's happy, content, sound asleep. It will be if it starts thundering and lightning and it hasn't yet. It's just raining right now. Campbell's apparently was in on it with Caitlin because she was up north and apparently it wasn't so bad up there. It looks like it's died out a little bit because there were water spouts that were reported and the wall of pops muffled the
I was
sound.
gonna say that, Caitlin.
But I got a window
There's some cheap
here.
insulation there.
I have a window in front of me, and then I have a window there.
I mean, it muffles it. It doesn't completely erase it, but it makes it a little
Well,
harder to
that one's
hear.
pretty much covered with pops, so it is what it is. So did you watch any college football this last weekend?
I did. I mean, I have to watch my dogs play, and
Yeah.
they showed Clemson who's boss, obviously, because we won. Was it 10-3? I think it was. But yeah. I mean, living in New York, I was never really a college football fan, only because literally the only real big college up there that has like any kind of decent football team would have been Syracuse, and that is like Canada to me. The schools around my town and like further out. Yeah, like Hofstra probably would have been another one, but that's about it.
Well, see,
But
I
being
grew
the
up in states where basketball was more prevalent. So my first 5 years of life were in Indiana, and
yeah,
Indiana University was Bobby Knight, and everybody was big basketball fans in my hometown. In fact, the high school coach in Kendallville, where I was born, um, when I came around, and then my mom and dad had my little brother, he was like, "Keep having kids because as tall as you guys are, I'm gonna have like the starting five of the varsity
yeah,
team." And then we moved to North Carolina. And my youngest brother was actually born in Chapel Hill. And so obviously we were UNC fans, and UNC is more known for basketball, although their football team's gotten a lot better. What's football? Really?
football is the one that see football to me, and I'm gonna be very honest for a second. Football is the sport that people played when they couldn't hang with me. Because I played rugby in high school.
Nice.
Rugby, you put on a nice little polo shirt, some shorts, and you go out there and you just kick ass.
Okay, I have questions.
Football, yeah.
Why do they tape their ears? Because that has to hurt when it comes off.
Um, see, I never tape mine, but if you're part of the front eight and you're in the scrum and you're like ear to ear, nose to nose, mouth to mouth with your opponent, things are gonna happen. Luckily, nothing ever happened to me, but it can happen. You start pushing each other around, ears get stuck and ripped and stuff like that. So yeah,
Oh, I should say hi to the chat. Jeremy Knapp is here. Tats is here. Sharon Birdwell. Bev is here. Soupy's here. Nadia's here. Trapper's here. There comes Caitlin with nothing nice to say. Shepit's here. I think that's about it right now. Yeah, we got 10, so there's some people that must not be talking. Okay, so my next question about rugby is I don't understand the scoring, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I don't understand why you guys start out in a big group hug and then the referee throws the ball in the middle of the big group hug.
all right. Group hug is fun. This group hug is it. You have like your two biggest guys, which was me and one other person. And then you have your smallest guy. You're basically it's kind of like the tip off in basketball.
Okay.
You basically you have your biggest and baddest against their biggest and baddest, and then you slide the ball in, and the general point is to get the ball out from behind and then throw it out to your faster people.
Okay. And then you guys run, and you have something that looks kind of like a field goal in football, but then you have to run across the line. Do you get more points if you run in between the two posts than you do if you run on the outside of the two posts?
No. The posts are there for, basically after you score, you can also kick, and if you kick it, I think it's been a while since I played, but I know getting the try is 3 points, and then kicking in between the posts, I think it was 2.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. It's been a minute since I've played, but
no, I find it interesting. Whenever I see rugby on TV, I will watch it. I enjoy watching sports.
I mean, honestly, like for me, I started off as a freshman. I was about 130 pounds. I played ice hockey. Then my sophomore year, I played hockey again. Then I was persuaded to play lacrosse in my junior year because I was told it was kind of like hockey on grass and you can hit people and have some fun. Wasn't much fun. That ball hurts like a bitch because it's solid rubber, and when you hit with it, it's kind of like a really big paintball. You hit with it, it's gonna hurt.
Right.
And
no, my friend gives me a lacrosse ball when my back's out, and then I have to put it on the opposite side of where I'm having pain. That's supposed to help. Umpty!
Then senior year, obviously, I played rugby because I didn't want to play football. They asked me to play football. I'm like, hell no. Like, why? I'm like, I have friends on the team. I know what happens behind closed doors. I don't want any part of that.
Yeah. And there's a big culture of people that are against football, and then there's the diehard football player, like especially, in some of the southern states where football is life, and that's the whole town revolves around Friday night football games and in the high schools and things like that. But I grew up playing the other kind of football, which is soccer. I was a goalie, and because I can't run fast. I mean, this is a whole lot of woman to get running.
I was like 235 my senior year. I ran people over, but I was just the freight train for the little guys behind me. That they would like, Robert, run. I'm like, no,
run. Robert, run.
I'll hit.
I didn't really, like I said, I grew up in states with basketball. I really didn't know about football until I moved to Toledo. And the first question, and it was like that tryout if I was cool or not, was everyone asked me if I was an Ohio State fan or a Michigan fan. And if I said the wrong answer, then I was immediately, going to be shunned by all these new people. And fortunately, I gave the right answer, which was because we were so close to the Michigan State line, I said Michigan. Now, all these years later, I was, 14 then, I think. So 30 years later, I'm actually a Michigan State fan.
Well, I mean, stuff like that, you kind of, growing up in New York, before I could formulate my own opinion, I was a Mets fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I formulated my own opinion, now I'm a Yankees fan. Same thing with the Jets and Giants. You grow up, your parents tell you, you're this, you're that. Then you do the other one. I mean, obviously for me, being from New York, I'm a Giants fan and a Yankees fan. Now that I live here in Atlanta, I support the Falcons and obviously the Georgia Bulldogs, but the Falcons suck, in my opinion. They're wasting money. They're wasting taxpayer dollars on their stadium. They should just close up shop.
That's how most of us feel about the Lions, which Beja and Donato I asked them if they wanted me to wear my Geek Meets Eats shirt tonight or a football jersey, and they said football jersey. And then I asked what color, and they said blue or green, so I put on my Michigan State one because I couldn't find my Lions jersey. My blue jersey is a Dominican Sue, and so I picked this one. And to answer John's question, yes, Magic Johnson did go to Michigan State. It was a great weekend for me. I actually had no expectations last week that Michigan State was going to beat Northwestern. Northwestern's won the division, I think, the last 2 years. And so we're in complete rebuild mode. And our starting quarterback last year, even though he stunk, he went into the transfer portal and everything else, but they pulled it out, and it was impressive. I really like our new quarterback and this new little running back that we got out of Wake Forest. Whew. We'll see that kid on Sundays for sure. For sure. You caught the end of the Notre Dame and FSU game, and that was awesome. I didn't see that one, Sharon. Who won? I don't even know. Oh, here comes the thunder. But I think my favorite thing about when I was in college and going to football games was obviously the tailgate.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the college I went to, our football team, but the tailgate, yeah. The school I went to is called Iona. Our nickname was Idiots on North Avenue, because that's where the college was, and we were all idiots. There was bars and it was in the hometown I grew up in. So I mean, from the time I could drive, I could go drink, because if my brother or brothers weren't working there, one of my friend's brothers was, and we'd always go in and drink. It was a thing.
Oh yeah. But, I had tickets to the Big House a couple of times. Big House is, where Michigan plays.
Yeah.
And we all went out there, and there's a big golf course that allows everybody to tailgate. Now, why a golf course with their pristine grass would allow 100 to 1,000 people to go and tailgate there, I'm not really sure. And Trapper says that the best tailgating is done in the South, and we will debate that.
By far.
You should see some of these setups up here, and especially because Michigan is known for having it's got the medical school, and there's these giant tour bus size things with full on kitchens that slide out of them, and these people are doing filet mignon and shrimp and all kinds of. It's insane. And then there's us, and tonight we're gonna do a little bit of tailgating on a budget. Some good recipes though, and some things for you guys. It will be on the Patreon page after the show tonight. But I think tailgating, the biggest part of it is obviously
Fox. Yeah. See, Fox knows. New Rock. Well, New Rock City. You got to be careful you don't get stabbed. But
What?
Oh no, New Rock City. When I was living in New York and in New Rochelle, it was nice, but after I left, I heard stories about stabbings and stuff in that area. So I don't go home much.
I've gone to football games in one car and ended up in a completely different city with completely different people in another car. I mean, I'm kind of. This is why Fox and I are siblings, is because neither one of us is super careful. Unless we're talking to Bill's Mafia knows how to tailgate. I think there's great tailgating, and I looked up some of the things that talks about what people tailgate, the best tailgating dishes in every state, and I was kind of surprised. One of the things that we'll get into is cold weather tailgating. I mean, obviously in the South, you guys stay warm a lot longer than we do. Here in another 6-8 weeks, it's going to start getting to the point of getting cold. I did ask, I was on JLH's live stream. He was playing baseball, and we actually talked to Rodders, who's over in England, and he had no clue what a tailgate was. They don't do that, even for soccer games and stuff. They don't party in the parking lot. They go to pubs and other people's houses and do that. So I don't know if it's a strictly American thing, or, I mean, do I have a Canadian in here tonight that might be able to tell me the Canadians tailgate? Is it an American thing, or is it something that happens all across, other countries?
I mean, it should be international. I mean, that would be kind of fun to go, tailgate in a different country and just, experience the local cuisines out of the back of someone's I don't know. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. It was just kind of funny. Now, when I asked the question to a lot of people, what is? Oh, yep, come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Come here. It's okay. I know, big bad storm's coming.
Oh, puppy.
Are you gonna shake and shiver? It's okay. It's just it's outside. You'll be okay. Oh, you actually looked at the camera tonight. I asked JLH, I've asked different people like, what is your tailgating thing, and I got quite a few answers to this, but JLH said, like out here we just like good old American boiled hot dog, toppings and everything, and that's one of the things that differs from state to state too. Is when I did look up the hot dog part of it, there's the different types of hot dogs. So you got red hots, and then there's the toppings galore from our state, which is known for chili dogs, our coney dogs. And then when you go to Chicago, you've got the crazy green, neon green relish, and the sport peppers and tomato slices, and what is it, celery salt or something like that? Tri-tip. Yep, JLH said tri-tip too. That is known for that. What else, Chad? What else do you guys like from the areas you're at? What do you like, Trapper? What do you consider a good tailgate? What has to be at your tailgate? How many of you guys know what a walking taco is?
That's when you put like the chili and all that stuff in a Frito bag.
Frito bag, or even a Doritos bag. Although Doritos kind of changed their bags now, so they're not the foil lined anymore. But so Fritos works the best because it is foil lined. You just have to be careful to kind of wrap it in some paper towel or whatever. But basically, yes, you crunch up your Fritos, and then you take either chili or taco meat, and you put that on top of the chips, and then you usually have toppings. On a budget, and then this is what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to show you guys in a few minutes how to do salsa. Instead of buying something like this, I'll teach you how to make your own salsa. This is something that's been in my family for decades, and we've taken it everywhere. Everybody seems to enjoy it. It's something that people can get behind. Hey, Nazrin, how are you?
Hey, Nazrin.
They put the whole garden on their hot dog. Yes. Eric says nachos.
See, nachos are more of like in the stadium kind of thing. Like tailgating, I mean, up north it was just, for us it would be hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken wings, stuff like that. Down here it's like barbecue, and you get some boiled peanuts going, and
I cannot get that right though. Like I know I don't think I can get the peanuts that you guys get, like the fresh green peanuts, and I think that's what you're supposed to use for boiled peanuts. We get them raw up here, but they're not the green peanuts, and I think that's the big difference. Like I cannot replicate doing a good boiled peanut up here.
Boiled peanuts, I mean, literally, depending upon the time of year, you can go to like most street corners and find them. Just follow the sign that says peanut. P-nut.
No, they're great. I got when I lived in North Carolina, we got turned on to those. You could stop by, little roadside stands and everything else. And but like I said, I've seen spreads during the tailgates of everything. Like JLH said, tri-tip. I've seen people that had a catering company there that they was literally doing steaks to order.
Wow.
But a lot of people do like the barbecues, just the hamburgers, hot dogs. They'll buy one of those $10 grills at Walmart that's like 6 inches off the ground. They'll cook for everybody on that, and then they just leave the grill behind. They don't even take it with them. It's like a man down. Frito pie in a bag. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Walking tacos. And nacho bars is something that we've done too, which works out really well. That way if you have people that are vegetarian, they can just do the beans and the chips and stuff like that. But we usually do a spread where you can just put whatever you want on it. You just put those out. It's super easy to prep because most of the time if you're going to a tailgate, and if anybody doesn't know what a tailgate is, Caitlin, it is where you go outside of the stadium. You're close to the stadium, but you basically have a party, and everybody does everything from playing cornhole. So they have other types of games. They'll play beer pong. Caitlin, look it up. And flip cup and things like that. It's a big party, basically, is what it is beforehand. Most people are completely tanked before they get even into the game, which is a good thing because not all of the schools up here serve alcohol in the stadiums, which means those people have about 4 or 5 hours to not drink and get sober.
Alcohol is cheaper, outside as well, so. It's better. It's easier to just bring your own and drink than it is to go inside and spend $20 on a cup of beer the size of this soda can here.
Oh yeah. What was it? The last time I was at a Lions game, I think it was $10 or $12 for a beer. And it's just the plastic bottles, and then they take the lid. So you have to like just be careful. And if you don't want to drink it all at once, you got to sit it somewhere that it doesn't get kicked over. Tailgate ends when the last folding table has been elbow dropped from the top rope.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So
what do you like, buddy?
Obviously, the NFL starting this weekend.
Thank God.
What we're going to do tonight is in the comments of this video is for next Friday, part of one of the giveaways. So anybody who actually showed up tonight to support, you guys are getting a free pass into the giveaway for next Friday night for the Death Nut Challenge. So in the comments of this video, not in the chat, but in the comment portion, choose what you think, if you think the Lions are going to win or the 49ers are going to win this weekend, and what you think the Lions score is. Whoever picks let's see. And pick what you think the winning team score is. Let's put it that way. Angie! So you can put the 49ers or the Lions and what you think that their final winning score will be. And then from those, we will choose someone who will win one of the prizes that I'm giving away on next Friday night during the Death Nut Challenge. So either Lions or 49ers, and what their winning score is. Whoever comes closest on the score.
So pretty much Niners like 75, Lions
-7. We'll just keep getting penalties. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about the whole Jared Goff situation because we only got to see him, I think, on 2 drives this entire preseason.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, I don't know if that is because they're worried about something or if hang on, I got a business call. 1 second here. Since the storms are running through, I got to worry about people, the trees coming down. That's the biggest thing right now. All right, so far so good. That was just a board member telling me someone put their trash out. Brandy's football bookie. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Ezra, how are you? Tills Pops.
Because unfortunately, behind Goff, you've got probably a guy who probably used to bag groceries somewhere.
Pretty much because, then we had that Boyle guy that came over from the Packers, and he's hurt, so now he's out. So right now, Eric, it is thundering, lightning, and the wind hasn't hit yet. So I'm still on the front edge of what's coming through. It came through a little bit slower than we expected. So I got a small Boston Terrier sitting right below me. Hi, you're okay. But yeah, so we got that. So David Blau, who actually didn't do too bad in preseason, and I forget who the other guy. They picked up another guy that's on the practice squad. We've got a couple of wide receivers. The biggest thing is we don't really know much about the starting lineup because most of them didn't play. TJ Hawkinson didn't play during the preseason. I wasn't super pleased with our first round draft pick, Penei Sewell. He didn't do awesome during the preseason. I mean, obviously these guys have got a lot to do. DeAndre Swift, if he plays, exactly, Eric, if he plays. This channel is cursing
for Detroit either. I would save my body for someone else.
But is there something about living here that you just have, like, every year there's been some sort of a change and you just get that renewed spirit that maybe this is our year. Maybe we're going to be the Cinderella this year. And then by about the second game of the season, you're like, same old Lions.
Yep. I mean, the Falcons are no different here. I mean, you got Matt Ryan, who's, statistically he's really good, but there's nobody around him. Hopefully, hopefully they can get it together. It pained me to watch them trade Julio away, but yeah. We were wasting him, so just put him out of his misery and let him go somewhere to win. Win the Thanksgiving Super Bowl.
Hey, Christina. You just got the Caitlin. Brady knows everything about all the football teams, pro and college, and when she watches the games, I scream and yell. I do. I act like a 2-year-old when I watch football games. That is absolutely true. Most of the time, I come home and watch them by myself because I yell, and I did yell. If you guys missed it, go back and watch the very first play that Michigan State did last week against Northwestern. Hand off to the new little running back, Walker. He ran for 75 yards for a touchdown. Very first play. I mean, I was like, just kidding, Christina. I love you. I don't know everything about football, but I do kind of. I did throw a party too when Stafford left. I have not liked Stafford for probably the past 4 or 5 years. And I don't know why.
I love college football. Yeah, I mean, Falcons are trash. Sorry, Angie, they're trash. But I always pray for them. I pray they'll turn it around, and they'll actually get on a winning stride. Because it wasn't long ago they were in the Super Bowl up 28-3, and then Tom Brady just put the cheat mode on, and that was it.
Because you deserve it. And yes, Stafford. I think Stafford had just given up. Once we lost Megatron, and that was a complete show.
No, your problem started the day that Barry Sanders retired in his prime. When he said, "Screw it, I'm done. I ain't playing for y'all no more." That was the smartest move he ever made.
Yeah. And that's sad, and that has to do a lot with the ownership. Now, William Clay Ford is passed away, and then his wife took over. Martha Firestone Ford, I guess.
Yeah.
And hey, Teresa Newell.
I will never forget that Tales Pops. But as a Giants fan, I can hang my hat knowing that two of the 3 rings that Brady lost came at the hands of my Giants. So I'm cool with that.
Now, are you guys still sticking? Are the Giants still sticking with what's his name as the quarterback?
The Daniel Jones. Right now, I think so. I mean, he's the problem with the Giants is their running back's always hurt. You got to have people for him to throw to. It's just a matter of time before they can get it right, or just get it really wrong and just keep screwing up. Either way,
that was a big one. I'm sorry. You're okay. I don't know if you guys can see it. She is just shaking. You're okay. And then they decided to shoot off fireworks this weekend, and that didn't go over so well either. The secondary, I agree with you. And Eric, I think that's going to be the biggest issue this weekend is the secondary, and I haven't seen much there. They kept with the teams that they played in the preseason, which was a little more than I expected. But again, I have nothing to really go on because we really didn't see the starters in any way, shape, or form during the preseason. And I thought as we ramped up, weeks went on, at least in past regimes of the Lions, they kind of ramped it up, and the starters played more as we went through the preseason, and that wasn't the case this time. And I don't know if that's a bad thing that nobody wants to see how bad Goff is, or if it's a good thing that we're just going to come out with stuff nobody's seen before. I do like the new coach, Dan Campbell. I like him. He's got a lot more energy than Matt Patricia did, and Bob Quinn was an idiot. So the Bears are hibernating. You think Tom Brady's going to repeat? I just wish Tom Brady would retire.
Unfortunately, just like herpes, you can suppress Tom Brady, but he'll never go away.
That's true. Very true. No doubt that I think he is probably I want to vomit even saying this. He is probably the greatest quarterback that's ever been in the NFL. I mean, look at him. But who has the OG Tom Brady pop? I do not. If I had, I don't even care how much it would be worth. If I had a Tom Brady pop, it would probably go the way of Fox with the Baseball Furies. It would be decimated, burned, melted, thrown in the toilet. I can't stand the guy.
Yeah,
Personal reasons.
I'd do it too. I would destroy it. Tom Brady equals herpes. Yes.
But I'm excited. The football season, and especially because, it all ramps up to the Super Bowl. People have Super Bowl parties. The Monday after Super Bowl is the least productive day in the United States because everybody's usually hungover. I think it should just be a holiday. I honestly do. I think we should start a petition to make Super Bowl Monday a holiday. How do you feel about the Steelers? That's a good question. McDorks! Hey, Payne. I actually used to like the Steelers when Palomalu was playing. I have a Palomalu jersey. I just thought he was super fun to watch and very energetic. So I have a Steelers jersey. I have no problems with the Steelers whatsoever. I actually don't really have a problem with with any other team. I'm also a Bears fan. I'm kind of split between Detroit and the Bears. That's because the Bears was a family. That doesn't sound good, does it? Okay. It's okay. So Giants, that's like your main thing. Like, do you get Giants games down there, or do you have to get like a Sunday ticket or something if you wanted to watch that?
I would have to buy a Sunday ticket. Usually, well, I'm a supporter of the Falcons. I will never go to a game because the tickets in the new stadium are like astronomical. The food's cheap, but the tickets are like $500 just to sit in the nosebleeds. I thought about going to a game.
Fox goes to a baseball game and he eats enough food for like 17 people.
Well, see, I did that earlier in the year at a Braves game. I probably had like 2 pies of pizza, but to be fair, the slices were like literally like 2 plates long.
Yeah.
I grabbed them like, holy crap! I thought this was just a little slice, but no, it was a huge slice, and yeah. But I mean, football for me, it's always been fun. I remember going to my grandmother's house pretty much every weekend watching football with them, and my grandfather worked for NBC, so like he would bring cool stuff home and. But get older and you start doing other things. But I mean, football has always been that one thing I can sit down and watch and just get lost for the afternoon and, give myself welts on my thigh from like just getting excited from plays and stuff like that.
I was always the friend and never the girlfriend is because I would go and sit with the guys at like Buffalo Wild Wings all day on Saturday or Sunday and just watch football game after football game. And because I knew the players and I knew stats and I knew all of that kind of stuff, they were like, I was just like one of the guys kind of a thing. I wasn't sitting there going, what's football? Why is he running that way?
Oh my God, his pants are dirty. He needs to throw them in the wash right now.
I mean, there's guys that don't know anything about football too, but it's like I was just one of the guys. I could hang out, drink beer, eat chicken wings, and know what was going on, and be able to have intelligent conversations. Matt Hatter, what's going on?
What's going on, Hatter?
Christina says Redskins of the Washington football team. Who else?
Yeah.
What's Cleveland going to be? Cleveland changed their name too.
I know the Indians are the Guardians.
Guardians, that's right. Okay.
But I don't. Yeah, that. I keep waiting for Disney to sue them because it's too close to Guardians of the Galaxy. But
even the font is kind of similar.
Yeah. And how long did it take you to figure it out, Brandy?
How long did it? How long did it take you to figure out what again? Huh? I don't get it. Okay, if I can get these plugged in, which I'm going to try and do, and move this stuff, get it out of the way. As a reminder, next Friday night, we are giving away, if we have at least 40 people, I will be giving away the lemon drop chomp. I will be giving away my original Banzer Rambo and a common sloth soda. I do know some of my guests are also going to be doing some giveaways too. And thank you to all those guys that are coming on. It should be a good time. We've got Gem Pops, myself, Angie from Roscoe Pops, Cord, and John from Roo Crew. The 5 of us are going to be doing that. I do know a couple other people have reached out. I don't know if they're going to have their nuts in time, but we'll see. So this one's doesn't even get gay jokes. No, I didn't. At the time, I was still boy crazy. So that's awesome. I love to watch sports games among friends, mostly for social purposes. I don't always know what's going on. Do you guys, chat and Bobbert, you as well? Do you think football is like the sport, like out of all the sports that we have, the pro sports in the U.S.? Do you think like that's the one that most people can like congregate around and kind of like get behind it? You know, that because we do have the Super Bowl, or do you think it's basketball or hockey or baseball?
I mean, for me, I would say it goes football, college basketball, college football, baseball, NBA. Because I think you got March Madness, which is like a fucking month of college basketball at its finest. Obviously, Super Bowl, because everyone wants to watch the game and the
Commercials,
halftime show and all the commercials and stuff. Then college football, obviously, you have the national championship game and the playing games for the national championship, and then bowl games. I mean, you got a couple of weeks of college football bowl games. And then the World Series, and then the NBA championship. Well, I mean, horse racing. By the time you all talked about it, the race is over.
right?
As far as like a good hangout session, Super Bowl, stuff like that.
I hate basketball, and they live for it here in Kentucky, guess because they suck at football, and that's usually what happens. Nobody talked about Michigan football sucking when they had the Fab Five were in here and winning national championships and everything else. But as soon as the basketball team fell apart, then it was back to why isn't the football team doing well? And honestly, I'm sorry. I kind of hope that Harbaugh fails this year again, and finally they can his rear end, because I think that the program there is not going anywhere.
Well, he can take the blue shirt off, give him a red shirt, and he can know where to target with his khakis.
Oh, he's an idiot. He's so nasty when he'll be jovial on the radio because they interview him every week here, but he's very conceited as well. Like you can hear, he thinks like he's the greatest thing in the world. And I mean, even last year we still beat you, and we were horrible, horrible. Any NASCAR is my favorite. I've seen Daytona. That's the one raceway I have seen. Big raceway. I don't think I saw Charlotte when I lived in North Carolina, but I have seen Daytona because we fly in there. That is insane. The World Cup. The Olympics too, and stuff like that. But that's only every 2 years that you do that. In Michigan, I would definitely say the way that sports rank is it's college football. And now, if we had decent teams, or when we had decent teams, hockey would have been next because everybody was a Red Wings fan. Red Wings were good for so many years. The Tigers made it to the World Series while we lived up here. That I've been to a World Series. The only sporting championship I have not been to is the Super Bowl. I've been to events that were held before the Super Bowl, but not actually to a Super Bowl. But I've been to an NHL final game. I watched the Tigers lose the World Series to San Francisco, and I saw them San Francisco get the trophy. I've seen the Stanley Cup, and I've been to an NBA final game too. They didn't win; they ended up winning that night, but I've been to an NBA final game. So I've been to playoffs for every major sport except for football.
Yeah.
Why? Because the Lions blow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, growing up in New York, I couldn't afford tickets to playoff games. You talk about hot commodity, like playoff tickets for the Yankees were astronomical. So I mean that's the fun part and bad part about living in some bigger cities and bigger markets. Like the Braves tickets, I might can get a decent seat for like $20. Going back home to New York, it'd be like $200 unless you want to sit up in the nosebleeds. But
The one cool thing that Detroit has done, though, is they've moved all the stadiums close together and they're right in downtown. So literally, Comerica Park, which is where the Tigers play, backs up. You can walk across the street and be on Ford Field property. And then in the other direction is the LCA, Little Caesars Arena, and both the Pistons and the Red Wings play there. So they're all within a block or two.
well, I mean, for Atlanta, I mean, the Braves Stadium is in Cobb County, and then you have Mercedes-Benz is right here in Atlanta, and then you got the State Farm Arena is like is like close by. So I mean, they're not far apart, but I mean, parking for the Braves is a pain in the fucking ass. I mean, you literally, I mean, I would be better suited to walk from my house to Truist Field instead of driving, paying $20 to park, and still walk a mile and a half. But
If you could go to any stadium, and this is for the chat too, so go ahead and start writing your comments. If you could go to any stadium, which stadium would be one that you would want to go to? Be it any of the professional sports or college sports, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you could go to any stadium for a game, and you had like 50-yard line tickets or front row tickets or whatever, which stadium would you want to go to?
that's easy for me. It would be UGA's the Sanford Field, I think is the name of it, and watch them play Bama. Because that would just be insane. My other one would have been Yankee Stadium, but I mean, I went to the old stadium a lot, and that was kind of fun. The new stadium.
Did they bulldoze the old one, or is it still standing right now?
No, they turned into a park. I don't remember. I think it's a parking lot, or I don't think they kept it. They might have. Let me double check.
I went to a boxing match once, and a hockey match broke out. Ha! Sports rank. Matthew says sports rank: NFL, WWE, NBA, MLB, bowling, curling, soccer, hockey. Isn't there something about curling? It's like addictive. That's like me watching cornhole too. I can't not watch cornhole or curling when it's on. Old Wrigley Field before night. Wrigley Field is amazing, Eric. That is one I have been to. Talk about a party.
Let's see here. Yeah, it was demolished in 2010. That was a fun stadium. The old Yankee Stadium was fun. But I mean, quite honestly, a cool stadium is Truist Park. Yeah, I don't like the name of it because it just sounds weird. But there, I mean, honestly, I would love to go to Doubleday Field up there at Cooperstown, or the Field of Dreams field.
Did you see any part of the game when they played this year?
I saw highlights of it.
Hey, Roo Crew.
But I mean that looked cool with them walking out of the corn.
I thought the whole part of them bringing what's his nuts out though,
Kevin
and
Costner.
Kevin Costner walking with the baseball like he's reflecting. That was a little cheesy. I did like that they used like I liked that the team came out from the corn. I thought that was cool. The stadium looks cool. The backdrop of all the cornfields around it was cool. The old school numbering, for the sign was cool.
I mean, doing that reminds me of when the NHL would do their outdoor games.
Mm-hmm.
Those were always fun to watch. You know what? I think they did. They did Lambeau, I think, and I'm pretty certain they did Yankee Stadium, the new one. But
So the Red Wings played at, I think, Soldier Field one time, and they played at the Big House, the Michigan Stadium, as well. So the Red Wings back when they were good had 2 outdoor games.
yeah, let me see. But I mean, those were cool. Those were always cool to watch. I think those are so unique. They did one in Tahoe. It looks like too. Uh, let's see here.
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking
yeah.
of Tahoe, Eric, how is everything out there? Are you home?
Let me see here. I thought it sounded like Tahoe. What the hell? Yeah. NHL Outdoors at Lake Tahoe.
You're okay. Go lay down.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. That was in Nevada. They did. Yeah. Oh God, yes, Eric. I will agree. Right. I'll agree. Their Red Wings were a great team for NHL hockey. Either that or the Rangers if you played in like '94. They
Yeah.
had a great team, and then also when Gretzky joined the Rangers.
Well, back when we had the Russian Five and everything else, the Red Wings were just amazing, and I think that's what I got really lucky because we moved up here right when the Red Wings were getting hot and started winning Stanley Cup after Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's excuse me. Anymore though, it's just a hot mess, and I don't blame Yzerman for it because I think Yzerman is trying to do everything that he can to kind of rebuild the culture here.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Got some young guys coming up that are pretty good. I can't see.
For me growing up, in New York, '94 was like was the year. That was the year that Messier basically said we're gonna win, we're gonna go on and win the cup, and he did. Then when Gretzky joined the Rangers, that was another banner day for me.
Top 5 sports players out of Michigan that played on Michigan pro teams or just that came out of here, because I think obviously Magic Johnson, he played at Michigan State. Tom Brady played at Michigan. I can't stand the guy, but there's no doubting what he's done. Stevie Y, he was a leader, an all-around good guy, and he sacrificed everything for Detroit. Megatron. I wish that they hadn't done what they did to him, and Barry Sanders. I mean, those would be my top 5.
No love for Bob Probert, one of the biggest badasses.
I think it's because when we lived up here, everything that he did that was not good also came out in the news. It's like the 22nd, I'm going to see Darren McCarty,
okay,
at a live show. And he was my favorite Red Wing because he was so gritty. But I also see what's happened to him since it's gone, and I don't know if it's part of the brain issues that these guys seem to have after they're done or what, but he's kind of fallen apart.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, much like the football players of that era are starting to have brain issues. Hockey players definitely, because getting hit night in night out, fighting night in night out. Guys like Draper and Darren McCarty and Ty Domi and Bob Probert, they just fought. It was.
They don't even let them do that anymore. And it's like we become the culture. Obviously, fighting's not good. I get it. I'm not into violence in sports, but that was something that was part of hockey back in the day. Those guys were grizzled, they were hard nosed, and if they fought, there was a reason. And now it's like as soon as you drop the gloves, they try and get in the middle of it. Where it used to be, let them fight until they fall on the ice, and then you separate them. Because skates are flying and everything else. But yes,
it's the video games. You drop the gloves, you start punching, one person falls on the ice and cracks their head open.
Right. But I mean, I've also been, seen the teams where we've had some of the most historic things. That we had the hit that was on Chris Draper, and then
that was brutal.
Then the fight between the Avs and even the goalies were going at it. I mean, that was like that was insane. But that's back in the day. They don't let you do that anymore. No. And I was there when what's his name, Tony Sample, I think it was his name. No, what was his name? Mike something. I was at the football game, the Lions game, when the one guy got paralyzed. Mike.
Oh my God. Michael Bird?
No. My parents were all the parents were so angry because it was like a 7th or 8th grade field trip to go to the game.
Oh, wow.
Instead of us getting back at like 9:00, we didn't get back to like 11:30 because the teachers didn't leave because it happened in like the second quarter or something. And so we all had to wait, and they took some time to get him strapped down. Utley. Thank you, Eric. Mike Utley. It took some time for them to get him all strapped up and out of there. Even had the blood in PlayStation games on the ice. I don't watch hockey because of the fighting. What is the point? No, I mean, the point is not that. It's the flying, crazy scoring and everything else. It was just saying, like, when they did fight, there was a fight for a reason. Now these guys will just drop their gloves because, somebody skated in front of them too close or something like that. It's completely different now, but they also don't let them fight it out anymore. Sassy! Hey, sis, how are you? All right, so why Bobber stepped away? Okay, like I said earlier, part of tailgating, and there's going to be a couple of different recipes up on the Patreon page. Instead of buying this that's full of preservatives and everything else, I'm going to teach you a really simple way to make salsa. Now, if my mom's watching, don't kill me. I forgot to grab garlic when we were at the house the other day, so I'm going to have to substitute powder. The recipe will be the recipe for the fresh garlic, but to make it tonight, I'm going to use garlic powder. This has been in my family for a very long time, and before cilantro got popular, there was no cilantro in this recipe, and then once cilantro got popular, and I never do this thing right. Once cilantro got very popular, we added the cilantro to this recipe, so come on. Shut up, Caitlin. I'm never good at this thing, but it's a lot easier than doing it by hand on these big cans. Come on. And it's super easy. It takes like 5 minutes if you can get the can open. And this is why you guys watch, because I do stupid things like this where I can't get the can opener to work. I promise it does work, though. It's old. It's temperamental. It's kind of like Bertha. Come on. You know you want to. If I have to go get the hand one, I will. Are you a salsa fan, Bobbert, or no?
I am. I'm a fat kid. I'll eat pretty much anything. That's my source of vegetables is salsa.
Haha, Caitlin.
She always tells me to shut up when I'm in the middle of.
Okay, now you can use any kind of tomato. We normally use whole tomatoes here. We actually canned our own this year, but for the sake of what I had on hand, because we just canned tomatoes, these are diced tomatoes, so it's not going to need too much. So it is one of these 28-ounce cans of tomatoes. You can use any kind you want. You don't even need to drain it. If you like a thicker salsa, go ahead and drain it if you want. Because I have this triple chop blender, I don't really need to cut anything up. So literally, I washed these earlier. I'm going to take a handful of cilantro, put that in there. I'm just going to break up green onions. Again, these were all washed earlier. Because if you don't, you get all kinds of stuff.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does, Teresa Newell. I'm just going to break these up into about 1 to 2 inch pieces. You can cut them up if you want. If you have like just a one blade blender, I suggest that you do that. Mostly the greens. You can put some of the whites in of the onions if you want.
Hey, Sassy, what's up?
Now my hands are slippery. And so you just need to throw them in. Again, this is super easy. It's super fresh. It's something that you guys can take to parties or anything else that you want, and it takes all of about 30 seconds to make it. So dump those in. And then depending on how spicy you want it, is how much you put of pickled jalapenos. These are ones that we canned ourselves, the farm. Top off of this. I usually put about 6 to 8 in, and then a splash of the juice.
Matthew's always flexing. That's fine, because I have my son Michael J. Fox hanging up now.
Alright, so put a few jalapenos in there. Ours are not as spicy, so I went a little bit heavier. A splash of the juice.
Run, OJ, run.
And then this, unfortunately, is garlic powder because I'm an idiot and I forgot the garlic at home at my mom's house. But you would actually add fresh garlic in, which is 2 to 3 cloves per batch. And I would suggest that you make it as a per batch instead of trying to do multiple batches all at once. It doesn't always work out. And I suggest start with less jalapenos at first and see, because the longer it sits, the hotter it gets. And this is great, like I said, if you decide to do a nacho bar or a taco bar, if you're trying to do something on a budget, you got kids that are going to be at your tailgate. Nacho bars, taco bars are something that you guys can definitely make and take, and it will suit pretty much anybody. If anybody likes spicy, we're actually getting ready to make ancho chili powder. We smoked them over the weekend, and then we're going to dehydrate them. Get this plugged in. Shut up, Caitlin. Talk amongst yourselves. I do. And you just pulse it a few times, and that's it. Consistency, you want it a little bit chunky. That's why I throw in the vegetables at different sizes so that it stays a little bit chunky. If you guys can see in there.
Damn it. Not working.
Not working? I'm sorry. I left it there for a while.
No, I was trying to scoop it out.
Yeah, I left it there so you could try and get some, but apparently it didn't work.
Karen, headphones. She's about to. Yep.
Oh, it wasn't too loud, was it?
I don't think it was, but I also don't have headphones on either, so.
That's true. This is something else that we. So this is something that I keep. So when I chopped up the brisket, depending on what time you go, something else that you guys can do, and I'll put this on. If you're going to do baked beans, so we do canned baked beans, and I'm going to put my mom's baked bean recipe up on the Patreon as well. But ways that you can very inexpensively. So we did brisket this weekend, pulled pork, and burn ends. These are the little bits that came out of the brisket. That when we chopped it up and sliced it up, that this is what was left. This is great if you want to do something like a quiche in the morning, or omelets if you want to throw it in omelets, or if you're doing baked beans. We put our baked beans in the smoker. So if you're taking a grill and you have the room, you can put your baked beans in the grill so they get a little bit of that smoky flavor. Amp it up with some extra ketchup and brown sugar and some of either like this bacon or some of the brisket that we smoked. You can put this stuff in the freezer too, so you can use it later, and then amp it up that way. So that nothing goes to waste on that. If you're going to smoke meat, what you got to understand is, no jokes. What you have to understand is it takes a lot of time, and so tailgates are not always the best place to go if you're like going to smoke ribs or anything else. Everybody likes ribs, but the person's pretty much going to have to start the day before if they're going to do them right. If a recipe calls for 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, then I'm going to use 5. Hey, Nancy, what's going on? But I would suggest that you guys try it. I might throw this one up on Instagram as well, because it's, like I said, it's super easy. It's really, really good. You get the freshness from the onion, the green onion, and the cilantro. You can use a canned tomato, but it does taste like fresh salsa. You don't have to cut up all the tomatoes and everything else. Super, super, super easy. And then carry over to the walking taco that we were talking about. If you get the little bags of the Frito chips, you crush those up, open up the bag, just the top, or snip off the top, crush it up. Either taco meat, which you can do nachos as well, or chili. So I have a really good recipe for my mom's chili that I'll be putting up. And you can do the same thing, the nacho bars and the chili, because a lot of the same things people put on chili, like sour cream, cheese, onions, thing like that. So it's really easy. Luau, what's going on?
I wasn't hungry. Now I am.
You weren't hungry. Now you are. Other things that we've done in the past for tailgates, stuffed mushrooms. I will be putting that recipe up as well. It is super, super, super easy. I was hoping to have everything tonight, but we did not get to, for some other things that happened this weekend, we did not get to the store yesterday. But I will be putting that recipe up as well for stuffed mushrooms. They're super easy to do and super inexpensive. I like to try to use some of the same items in different recipes. So the green onions that I buy for the salsa will also carry over into the stuffed mushroom caps. And that's super easy. All you do is chop up the stems from the mushrooms as you break them out. It's green onion, garlic. You saute that in the pan with butter. Then you add your breadcrumbs and your Parmesan cheese, and then throw those back in the caps and bake them. Super easy to do. Everybody likes them. If you like mushrooms. We are going to be doing a live demonstration of that as well with my mom. So we're doing another episode with my mom in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be showing you guys how to make those as well. Another thing, if you want to go fancy a little bit, is if you go and you get jalapenos. You need the bigger ones. And this is another recipe that'll be up later, probably today or tomorrow on the Patreon. Jalapenos, you have them, core them out. So you take all the seeds out and all the ribs, and all you got to do is mix cooked sausage, cheddar cheese, and cream cheese. You put that in the cavity of the jalapenos. My sister-in-law does not wrap them in bacon, but I like them wrapped in bacon. But I would suggest that you par-cook your bacon in advance. So it's somewhat cooked. Otherwise, it doesn't tend to get as crispy as you might think. So I'd cook your bacon about halfway through, so it's starting to turn, but it's still pliable. Wrap it around your jalapenos. If you need to, use a toothpick to hold the bacon in place, and then bake those in the oven until the bacon is crispy. The sausage and everything is all done, but oh my gosh, you guys, they're amazing. You get the bacon, you get the sausage, and the creaminess from the cream cheese. Those are great. Something that's very inexpensive that you can take. I did a video coming soon.
He was talking to Matthew.
Oh, okay. Cool. Matthew's boxes. Oh, I did some mushrooms at a tailgate once, but they weren't smoked. No, these aren't smoked either. These are just baked, but and they're stuffed in there. So I mean, there's all kinds of things that you guys can take, and if you're on a budget, find things that are you can spread out amongst the masses that are cheap. Onions are cheap. Veggies are cheap. You can get taco chips for 10 for I think they're 10 for $10 or so, like basically $1 a bag. You can get those, and you could do the nacho bar, and you can do the walking tacos if you wanted to. So there's all kinds of things that you guys can do on a budget. Most of the things, and I did bring a beer tonight. This also happens to be one of my tattoos, is Oberon from Bell's Brewery in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'm not going to drink this tonight because I have a big meeting tomorrow. But I did bring that.
Pretty much my blood type right now.
Yeah. Nice. People like to drink alcohol. If you guys have little kids, think about doing things like the Shirley Temples and everything, but always stock plenty of beer. Margaritas are always a good thing. If you want to see me happy and giddy, make sure that I'm drinking tequila. That is my drink of choice. Now, do you have a cocktail of choice, Bobbert?
I honestly don't drink all that much, only because, and I've told the story before. The last time I got really drunk, I quit a job. So Robert don't drink that much.
I don't either anymore, because usually I'm the designated driver. So I don't. I'll maybe have a drink, but the rest of the time I have to be careful about I'm driving. So, and Detroit cops don't mess around.
You get messed up on one beer.
No, Matthew, I don't. But because I am hypoglycemic, it does mess with my blood sugar, and I would just rather not be a zombie in the morning. So I will save that for this weekend. And I'm going to a dog birthday party and a 10-year-old's birthday party. So, yes, I said dog birthday party.
Nothing wrong with a dog birthday party. It's 2021. I'm going to a couch birthday party tomorrow.
Nice. How old is the couch?
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half?
My couch.
Yeah. You're going to be spending a lot of time there? Giving a little love?
It misses me.
It misses you? I don't even know the last time I've been able to sit down and just chill out on a couch. Why do these keep happening? Sorry. Okay.
I'm just talking about magic mushrooms.
I gotta send my guy. I had a tree fall and it's.
No cake yet. I might stop by Publix and get me a little ice cream cake for after. I don't know. And I need to buy a smashing cake for it too.
A smashing cake. I get to do that in 2 weeks. So Kendall will be turning 1. So I get to do a smash cake, and so I've got 3 cakes to do in the next 2 weeks. Got Nolan's birthday. I'm doing an Xbox controller. That's what he wanted.
Oh, that's badass.
For his, and then I will be doing a smash cake for Kendall and a cake for them, which I still don't know exactly what the theme is yet. I thought she said butterflies, but then I heard it wasn't butterflies. Kendall is doing much better. She is very resilient and figured out how to crawl with only one arm, so she's doing good. I got to see her on Saturday after they got home, and so she was kind of out of it, but it was super cute because she had one of those little tiny hospital gowns on with fish on it. So I got to hold her for a little bit and love her up and everything else, but she's doing okay. She's, back to being her typical sassy self. I had a smash cake.
I wanted a smash cake for my 40th this year. We'll see about that.
That would be awesome. But you got to do the whole thing, like the adult diaper and, no other clothes on, and just go at it.
And I have a few months to work at and lose the beer keg a little.
Okay, guys. So don't forget, right after me tonight is Sassy and Eric on Pop In Around the World. I tried to send the video to myself, but it didn't come through. So they are going to be on at 8:30. Sassy, who's your guest tonight?
Isn't
Also,
it
make sure.
Funko?
What'd you say?
I think it's Funko Fat Guy or something like that.
Yeah, Funko Fat Guy. That's who it is. And then don't forget that before you leave the video tonight, in the comments, make sure that you put who you think's going to win this Sunday. Will it be the 49ers or the Detroit Lions? And whichever team you pick as the winning team, put what you think their score is going to be, just the winning team score. That will be one of the giveaways for next Friday night. So only the people that came out and supported this week are going to be in for that giveaway next Friday evening. I am not having an episode next Tuesday night. I am going to some high school volleyball game that I have to go to. And because I'm going to be on Friday and Saturday, I'm just going to take Tuesday and just do the 2 nights that weekend. So there will be no Geek Meets Eats at 7 o'clock next Tuesday. I may throw a video up just for you guys, so in case somebody forgets or they weren't here tonight. But only the people that were here tonight will get to enter that particular giveaway. So make sure you put it 49ers or Lions and what you think that their winning score will be. Bobber, what do you have coming up?
I'm gonna have probably a front porch full of whatnot boxes from this weekend because I went a little overboard. Shopping on whatnot. Hopefully I'll have my Zanini box video up towards the end of the week. Waiting on my dang Steamboat Mickey to come in from Funko so I can open that. I have some stuff, and then also dropped the video yesterday, which was my Zek box for the month. Always love doing those. Always get some cool stuff out of there. But yeah, that's. I mean, usually my videos will come as boxes. Hit the front porch. I run in, open them, and film them. And I hate waiting, but Brandy is eating an egg. Ugh, 100-year-old egg now. I'm good on that.
Nope, didn't agree to that. I don't know who voted me in for 100-year-old egg. Not happening. I will vomit. Straight up vomit. Nope. Nope. I didn't agree to that. If I did, I was drunk. I didn't agree to it. Well, kids, you guys have approximately 15 minutes now before Eric and Sassy go on. I will give you that 15 minutes. Go get yourself something to drink, a snack. Use the ladies' room, men's room, whatever you need to do. Robert, thank you so much for coming on and educating me on rugby, first and foremost. But make sure you guys check it out. I will put this also recipe up on Instagram as well. You ate worms, you can eat an egg. No, I'm not. I didn't buy one. It's not going to be here. Nope.
There's probably will be a box waiting for you on the front porch. That'll have the egg in it from Nick.
Nope. I didn't agree to that. I didn't agree with that. I will put this up on Instagram. The chili recipes and some of the other things that I do, the jalapeno popper recipe and then all of that will be up on the Patreon page. So that you guys get those, and they will be as part of the cookbook that is coming up at the end of the year. So I'll be there's going to be a lot of cookies that'll be coming in for the holidays. Thanksgiving stuff is coming up, and stuff like that. So we'll be doing a lot more fun things. There's another episode with my mom coming up. I think we're doing Fun with Fun Guys. So we're going to be doing different kinds of mushrooms. So I got some really cool guests. So I'm kind of gone outside of the comfort zone of people that I know, and I'm bringing some other people onto the show in the next couple of weeks as well. So you guys will get to see some new faces. And other than that, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. Everybody, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to comment before you leave. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you over on Eric and Sassy's Live.